This is an evening edition of Video Game Manual Storytime. Uh, kids, kids are asleep, and I'm close to it. Uh, but I figured, you know what? This is one of those days, one of those weeks where feels like it could be kind of nice to just sort of sit back and do this. I'm gonna check my levels. Test, 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 test. We're gonna try it. I'm trying a sound check right now. A little late. One of the things that I felt all day today was after I had my early stream, my normal stream, my morning stream. That sounds like I'm going to the bathroom. It's my normal stream, very regular, every Wednesday at 8:40 in the morning Pacific time. I felt like I just wanted to keep doing it today, and I didn't have that opportunity because work has been extremely busy. But the kids went to bed. I almost fell asleep. Hey, what's up? How's it going? Thank you both for joining. Oh my goodness. Beatatron and Inbu, how are you both doing tonight? It's so late. We're all so tired. Yeah, thank you. I know I got a haircut between this morning's stream and this stream. I got a haircut, but what I've neglected to do was to shave my face. So my face is in a rough spot. And yeah, overtime bonus time. This is overtime bonus time. Overtime bonus time, reading time at nighttime after bedtime for the kids. And I got to tell you, I'm ready to read. I don't have much, and again, I said on the old blue sky, the old app Blue Sky that we know. We've got a character in the chat. His name is CJL555. I know his name in real life, and I'm not going to say it because I'm not going to dox my good friend. And I have a drink. I'm really bringing the charm tonight. I've got a drink. I'm gonna have some sips, and I'm gonna read a manual or two. I don't know. I figured this would be a nice opportunity to just read something without actually knowing anything that's in there and finding out whether or not there's any story or not. So I'm going based purely off of the manual cover. And for right now, at least, I'll read maybe two. I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to read a book, a booklet, an instruction booklet for a game that I've never heard of before from the publisher that we all know as a video game publisher and not a blank VHS tape publisher, TDK. We all grew up playing TDK's games, sitting around the schoolyard talking about TDK, and definitely not remembering them exclusively for the tapes that I bought to put Saturday Night Live on. Um, so, as we said, and it's after hours, so we can say these words. Hot shit! It's Dinotopia. I never played it before, but we're gonna read it. Okay, so apparently it's based off of some books. Um, Last weekend, I went to a game store and I asked them, "Do you have any manuals? Just random manuals?" And they said, "Yeah, in these boxes upstairs. Let me go get them." And I got a great deal on them. I bought a bunch of them. I got bag o manuals, um, and ROM o manual, and I am gonna get to read some of them. So they were all pretty good, mostly like $1, $2. I actually got, I think, a pretty good deal on a few of them. I got Dino Crisis 2 for $3, so I figured that's a win. Maybe I'm the only one who wants random manuals, not to complete a collection, but to read them to people online. So that's the story of getting some manuals. This is going to be good. I can already tell. That's the story of getting some manuals. These are the kinds of stories I should tell my kids when it's bedtime. I'm going to take a quick sip. Mm, boy, I want to seem, I want to feel cultured, but I don't think I'm ever going to look good after taking a sip of one of those. Oh, yeah, the rampaging geese. Can I? It's over there. I'm never going to get used to the backwards. So the rampaging, this room is my office. It's also that big thing right there is actually the furnace. it connects to the furnace. So the room's a little bit of a mess. But yeah, this is a poster my grandma had from a long time ago when she was younger. So it seems to be a woman. It seems to be a woman inadvertently killing some geese on a bicycle, but I think it's just a French person enjoying a country ride. I'm drinking some. Oh God, what's it called? It comes in a circular bottle. There's a little guy on a horse on top of it. Oh no. Yeah, it's a normal French motorcyclist picture in the back. It's actually just it's an historical moment. That's just a picture of that. I forget the name of the whiskey. It's whiskey, bourbon, whatever. But it's oh my God, yeah, little circle guy, little like circle bottle, little guy on the top and a horse. And I can't believe I'm blanking on the name right now. Um, and believe it or not, it's the only drink I've had. So I've taken one sip and I already don't remember. We're talking about geese. We're talking about French motorists. Mm, might as well. Ugh, I'm never going to look good doing that. And might as well learn a little bit about Dinotopia, the Sunstone Odyssey. No, not Jack. Hold on. This is going to make for great great entertainment. I'm going to quickly look on my phone. Uh, whiskey with a little guy on horse, a horse bottle, and it is going to tell me Blanton's. See, people say Google doesn't work anymore, but Google knew exactly what I was looking for when I said whiskey with a little guy on a horse on top of it. So we're going to read Dinotopia, the Sunstone Odyssey from publisher TDK. Um, it's a GameCube game. This edition is a GameCube game. It has the official seal, which is our assurance that Nintendo has reviewed this product and that it has met our standards for excellence in workmanship, reliability, and entertainment value. Now, that's one thing, is that I remember everybody saying, well, the Nintendo seal of quality didn't say the games were good. It just said that the seal of quality meant that the games worked. But guess what? Right here, it is they say it's good. They say the game is good. It says that there is entertainment value. So Nintendo is vouching for Dinotopia the Sunstone Odyssey. I can't speak to it one way or another, but let's read about the background story. There's a helpful picture of a dino on it. I think that's kind of cool. Far off, on an uncharted island, lies Dinotopia, a society where dinosaurs and humans coexist. Dinotopian society is amazing in every way, enjoying a perpetual renaissance as the creative and brilliant minds of human and dinosaurs alike work together. However, not all on the island are friends of this way of life. Outside of the city's main walls, a group of roguish humans gather to plot the fall of Dinotopia. The dinosaurs are here to have a good time, and it's the humans, yet again, causing the problems. These are the outsiders, people who are against the partnership with saurians, believing that humans belong above the dinosaurs. However, this struggle has been lying dormant for some time now. I bet it's about to. I bet it's about to wake up. 10 years ago, a shipwreck stranded a man and his two young twin boys, Drake and Jacob, on the island. While the man was left crippled, he befriended a downtrodden blind dinosaur, and they formed a bond to make up for each other's weaknesses. What could that mean? Thus, the boys were raised to have a great deal of respect for Dinotopia and its inhabitants. In preparation for the boy's 24th birthday, the man trekked into the rainy basin to retrieve some of the root that prolongs the life of Dinotopia's citizens, but he was attacked by a renegade Tyrannosaurus and was never seen again. His boys are left orphaned and mourning the loss of their father. What dreams awake Drake Gemini, and how will he cope with the loss of his father? Drake Gemini lost his dad to a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Um, and yes, he had broken his body and he helped a dinosaur to see, I think is how this works. So that's pretty cool. If you press the control pad up or down, you can choose your mallet head. If you can hit it left or right, you can use projectiles. and your Y button is your mallet head power. So that's where we go there. I don't know what else there is. If you can believe it, the C stick provides camera control. And let's see. I don't know. Not a lot going on here. Mallet head powers. Do you guys want to hear about the mallet head powers? This game, Giant Fan 10, who I will not dox tonight. Although I did give you credit for choosing whatever game that was, Star Tropics earlier. Thank you. This is this is GameCube. Wow, apparently Beatrice says this is a PS2. This game did not hit PS2. It was Xbox and GameCube only. So we are reading Dinotopia, The Sunstone Odyssey. You're welcome, David. And so I am going to read about the mallet powers, the mallet head powers. Placing a red sunstone into a mallet head reveals its innate power. To activate a mallet head's power, equip a mallet head containing a red sunstone and press the Y button. Each mallet head has a power unique to itself. Um, Wood mallet increases the damage, stone mallet increases the radiating burst of energy that stuns opponents. Bone mallet protects Drake from all damage. Bone mallet. Metal Mallet is a portion of all hit point damage Drake inflicts is given back to him in health. I'm going to tell you what, the way that I play video games, I want the Metal Mallet. I want to hit and I want to get little like orbs that fly back at me and say, here's some life, dude. You got it. Let's see. So, yeah, there we go. Not a lot else to read, and we'll just take a quick peek at who made the game. How does that sound? The game was developed by Vicious Cycle Incorporated. I saw INC and I was like, including Vicious Cycle Incorporated. The president was Eric Peterson. The director of production was Mark Racine. And the director of engineering was Wayne Harvey. Thank you to Eric, Mark, and Wayne. A lot of other people did some stuff, but we're going to look for QA. This is going to be a real important moment. Some of these manuals don't have QA in them, and then they go to the bad zone. TDK Media Active. TDK Media Active. So I guess this is the video game version of the blank VHS company. TDK Media Active does call out some quality assurance testers, and we're going to quickly read them. The quality assurance director was Don Nauert. We have I can't read. We have Ryan Kaminaga, who is the lead tester. Carlos Garcia Shelton and Emerson Dibley were the quality assurance testers. And then the quality assurance team included Tom DiNatale. I'm going to read this way. Jimmy Doss, Greg Manley, Sean Meyer, Mariano Marino, Abraham Munoz, Gavin Niebel, and Ed Ramiro. I'm sorry, Gavin. That's who made this game. So that's Dinotopia. I don't know. What do you think? Should I read another one? How's everybody doing tonight? I'm feeling so tired. I'm going to be honest. I do these Wednesday morning because that's when I have time. But I'm feeling a lot more. Let's say I'm just so tired right now. It doesn't matter what I do, so I feel pretty relaxed. Let's go ahead and read another manual. Does that sound good? I don't know if anything can top that. But you know what? Let's go ahead and read this one because it's close to me physically. I've never seen it before. It's a game called Shadow Blasters on the Sega Genesis. Um, Vicious Cycle. Oh yeah, did Vicious Cycle close down in 2016? 2000 to 2016. Thank you. Goodbye, Vicious Cycle. I gotta look up what else they made. But that name is like familiar. Um, I'm also sad about the loss of TDK Media Active. But in the meantime, to get over the sadness, we can read a little bit of Shadow Blasters on the Sega Genesis. If I want to get a close up of some of the art. It might be hard to see. Close up at some of the art. There's a guy with a fireball. There's two guys with fireballs. Everybody actually on this screen is doing fireballs. I've never heard of this game either, Bijatron. This was one where I thought that it would be like a weird game where it was like, oh, it's super rare somehow, and the manual is going to cost $85, and I think it's the opposite. This game was pretty cheap. So, yeah, fireballs and togas. Sounds like college. What I would not give to go back to the realm of shadow blasters um, at SF State. So, if anybody actually lives in or has lived in Torrance, would love to know if any of you rented this game at some point in the past from a place called Videos for Less, which was at 2933 Rolling Hills Road in Torrance, California. 310-517-1709 if anybody wants to give them a call, see if they have any copies of Shadow Blaster, see if they have the actual cartridge still. That would be important. I'm sure they're still there. So this is a pretty old manual. um and I don't know if this is a stylized thing, but all the pictures are just like black and white. They look like they were taken with a Game Boy camera, but this is clearly from before that. So yeah, I don't know. Shadow Blasters. Let's read Shadow Blasters. At some point in either the past or the future, that is a promising start. At some point in either the past or the future, once again, an evil force at some point in either the past or the future, once again an evil force from the sky is descending down upon us. Its aim is to subjugate all human beings with its diabolical forces. Only those of us with a sound mind and a strong body will be able to endure this evil force and banish it from the face of the earth. That sounds like a challenge for all of us. Um, in either the past or the future, really is like it's good stuff. It's good stuff. It leaves you so open to so many different options. You know, you don't know where you're going. It's great. But only those of us with a sound mind and a strong body will, in either the past or the future, be able to stop the bad guys. So here we go. Meanwhile, in another dimension not known to us mere mortals, although it is now that you've said so, is a heavenly haven enjoyed only by gods. These benevolent gods have been the propitious protectors of mankind. But as time went on, our morals eroded and wickedness set in hard. Our, our morals eroded and wickedness set in hard. At this, the gods were terribly shocked and disconcerted, so they closed and locked the two doors on their sanctuary. It's set in hard. Ashura, the king of the evil world is capitalized, so it is officially titled The Evil World, saw this as his golden opportunity. He sent in his minions of malice who faced no resistance in taking over the already debaucherous human race. The earth was now under the spell of Ashura. Oh, CJL, there's so much lore. Somebody spent a lot of time, and guess what? We get character bios. This is a special one. I probably should have saved this for the real stream, but uh, it still sounds like college. Yeah, it does. Saddened by this tragic event, the good gods gathered around and thought about what to do. Said one kindly god, Ashura is trying to rule not only the evil world, but the lowly human world as well. Shouldn't we help these humans? Said another not so kindly god. Let 'em suffer. After much debate, they decided to try to save the humans. Among the good gods, Hyperion was the greatest. He ordered the assemblage, choose 4 worthy humans on whom I will bestow my power. Through them we may save the earth. Suddenly the clouds parted, and with a flash of lightning, Hyperion's supreme power and message were injected into the bodies of these 4 humans. Hyperion injected his power, his supreme power, into the bodies of these humans. I got a message. I'm going to look at my phone, my watch for a second. Quick watch looking break. Yes, my wife makes a good point. She says, maybe run the sprinklers briefly. Let me run the sprinklers briefly. Um, I'm going to respond. I'm going to say, oh, good call. Thank you. That is the key. Okay. I have to remember the app. We have an app. We have an app for the sprinklers. I have to remember what the app is. I have to hope that the app has been updated. Ooh, I can upgrade my sprinkler system. That is quite an offer. I'm gonna quickly make a do this. Hope you're all enjoying this part of the show. I'm going to hit this and I'm going to set this. We don't do this a lot, but if we don't do a little bit, maybe like once a month of running the sprinklers, it can get real dicey out there. So anyway, I lost a viewer running the sprinklers. So okay. So do we want to know about the four warriors into whom the good God injected his power? Um, we have. Here's some pictures. Here's some pictures. I really like this manual. This manual is really good. This one is like my favorite kind of manual. It's it's lovingly written, and I'm not saying that as a joke. I really like that. I am Horatio. Since childhood days, I have been training in the art of ninjutsu. It's all capitalized. I have already surpassed the ability of my mentor, Hakunsai, a ninja master. All of these are in quotation. So Hakunsai is in quotes. My special weapon is the fire dragon. I am Tiffany. I was born. That's a cool thing from the 80s. It's like, nope, her name's Tiffany. I was born in a ninja village and have been studying the art of ninjutsu as far back as I can remember. She doesn't capitalize ninjutsu, but Horatio does capitalize ninjutsu. But they both put it in quotes, so you know it's a different type of word. Now I am highly skilled in all the techniques of ninjutsu. Even the village warriors fear me. I am Leo. He's sort of like he's like hoity-toity. I am considered the. I will continue to study the art of Japanese fencing. Action. I am dead by another man's sword. And then we got this guy. I am Marco. I am a Buddhist monk, but I'm better at fighting the forces of evil than at reciting the sutras of Buddha. I will never relent in pursuing and destroying the evils that exist in the world. Then you get a section that's called Take Control with an exclamation point, and it shows you the Genesis pad. I'm going to say something, I'm going to have a spicy opinion. I don't think the Genesis pad is a very good controller, but I really like it. I think it's so cool that you have three buttons arranged in such a way where none of them are particularly easy to hit relative to the others, but I like it. Um, this is good screen data. You'll have to read this part for yourself, the screen data. I'll read you the items. Maybe I'll start with the items. These might get kind of boring. Sometimes defeated enemy will leave items that will increase your power and replenish your life gauge. We got a typo. That's two typos today in two manuals. There's the red emblem. The warrior's speed can increase a maximum of 3 times. Um, 1 degree of speed each per red emblem. Therefore, don't bother trying to catch more than three. I appreciate that. Um, well, that's enough. I'm not going to read about any more emblems. Battle sites. Here we go. This one has a level page too, which is cool. I like when they give you a sense of what the levels are. Uh, Mountain. Beware when crossing these hazardous rock formations. Some might suddenly sink into the water. As a rock starts sinking from under your feet, dot, 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 jump. It's cool. As a rock starts sinking from under your feet, jump. Boss Skelter. A hulking, ghostly skeleton is the boss that rules this stage. It glides back and forth as it hurls fireballs in 3 directions. It's not very swift, so you will have a chance to attack. Street. It looks like a typical street at first glance, but really it's hidden with holes and traps. This is Emeryville. Take your time and be wary. It's a little local. Boss Brutus. This conniving boss is a tough one. If you're at a distance, he'll bombard you with knives, but move closer and he'll jump you. Shoot when he lands. Castle Garden. This stage is characterized by steep steps. Scale them up and down while fighting. Watch out for bolts of lightning and broken bridges. Boss Kalus. The only way to defeat this chiseled behemoth is to besiege its flying head. Do not stand in one spot too long to avoid the rocks hurled from his body. This chiseled behemoth. Harbor. Here you must make a perilous trek through dilapidated warehouse to get to the harbor. Be on the lookout for the deadly attack of bats and spiders. And Boss Tarman. Oh, Tarman. At first, this makes more sense. At first, this boss looks like a fairly harmless blob of slime slithering its way towards you. However, when this slime stands erect, it'll fire flaming balls of tar at you. Your only hope is to shoot your weapons at its weak spot, his waist. So, Boss Tarman, when he stands erect, will throw his flaming balls of tar at you, and your only hope is to hit him in the waist. So, oh god, there's more levels. Okay, this is quite a manual. Mm-mm. A little sip break. um, should I get sound effects for this stream? I kind of want to get sound effects, annoying ones. I don't know. I'm open to feedback and suggestions. The forest. Don't get lost in the depth of this dark and dangerous forest. Deep holes and fallen branches can trip you to your end if the enemy doesn't catch you first. Bas Valevo, Vaevo Valevo, no use to shoot while he's spinning, but when he stops, this furry mutant creature will shock you with his true appearance. Yeah, maybe I'll do some sound effects. It's pretty dry. I mean, the manual is doing all the work. I'm just saying the words, but I think maybe some sound effects could be good. We'll have to figure out what those are. The future. It is a space base in the future. You must clear all of the lethal defense systems before you're able to reach the boss. And the boss is Boss Jarina. It's no use attacking when Jarina is surrounded by barriers, but your chance will come during those seconds when the barriers are open. Don't miss it. Ooh, a boomy echo is a good idea. A boomy echo is a really good idea. So when I'm talking about, I've lost my place. When I'm talking about, uh, yeah, when I use the god voices, the not so kindly gods, when I do all that, when I talk about how debaucherous the human race has become, okay, I could do this. I'm worried that if I do my own sound effects, I'm going to just get really into like morning zoo radio sound effects. So I guess we'll see where things go from there. Round seven. This is the only the on this page they start referring to them as rounds for the first time in the manual. Round seven, Wicked World, Boss Hawkus. This world looks like a desolate underground. The minions here are not weak. You have to shoot several times to defeat them. Make sure that you don't miss the items that'll increase your life gauge. Round 8, Heavenly Sky, Boss Wharton. At last, a fight takes place in the heavenly sky. At last, a fight takes place in the heavenly sky. Ashura, the final enemy, is very near. Watch out. Round 9, Space. This is the final round. It's time to face the most dangerous enemy, Ashura. Booming voice, Ashura. And then air horn. Here, instead of your four warriors, Hiprion himself fights against Ashura. Can he defeat Ashura and save the future of Earth? Does that mean that you don't get to play it, or do you become Ashura? I guess, or there's only one way to find out, which is buying this game no matter how much it costs online. Handling the Sega Genesis cartridge, just so you know when inserting or removing the cartridge, make sure the power switch is off. Otherwise, you will damage your system. Um, we suggest that you take a 15-minute break every hour to rest your eyes. Please keep an adequate distance from the TV screen. I don't think that I spent a lot of time taking 15-minute breaks playing video games back in the old day, but that is Shadow Blasters. How was Shadow Blasters, everybody? That was pretty good. Um, that's gonna be hard to beat. I really liked Shadow Blasters. I've got a little bit more in this cup, so I guess I'll maybe read one more thing. Um, I don't know. I've got something else close to me. Should I read one more thing? I don't know if it'll be any good. But should I? Okay, I'm gonna a poll. Should I read? Uh, hmm, I don't know. Okay, the choices. $20 loose for Shadow Blasters. Man. Okay. How much is a box? That's what I really want. I actually just kind of want that picture. I want that art on a box. Um, Shadow Blasters was good. I think it's going to be really hard to match it, but we're just here to relax. I've got Time Crisis 2. I've got Silent Scope, or I've got Zombie Revenge. I will accept the first response. I'll take a quick drink. I will accept the first response and I'll do it. I don't know if any of them are any good, but we'll see sort of what goes on. Uh, 50 complete. Let's do Zombie Revenge. Let's try it. Thank you. $50 complete for Shadow Blasters. That's actually pretty good. I might have to make Shadow Blasters my entire personality. But in the meantime, let's do Zombie Revenge. Again, I don't know. Sega Dreamcast, here we go. Fantastic game, by the way. If you haven't played Zombie Revenge, I suggest it. I think it's wonderful, and it's very Sega Dreamcast. How ya gonna kill them? The back of the box says, "How ya gonna kill them?" Sorry, M. How you gonna kill them if they're already dead? So the game is already posing a pretty tough but important question. It takes both firepower and fist power to wipe out the ultimate army, a legion of hideous killer zombies. Beat these bioengineered super warriors and save the country from their horror. Kinda nice to know that it's only a zombie outbreak in one country. You only have to save the one country. It is a Naomi based arcade hit. That's actually kind of an interesting thing I feel like about the Dreamcast era is that they're like, the people buying this game are going to know what they mean when they say it's a Naomi based arcade hit. Like, what other system has a fan base that is that committed to the excellence of the Naomi system? Um, Fully interactive 3D worlds. And bonus features, there's branching paths, hidden areas, and secret weapons. It is rated M for mature, for animated blood and gore and animated violence. So if you are under 17, it's time to go before I read this. There's an ad in the back. We were talking earlier on the earlier stream about figuring out which games were the most. I think it was basically which games are the most cross promoed on the back of the manuals. Crazy Taxi had a good number of them, but you don't even need to advertise Crazy Taxi. It's just it's too good. You can see. So we'll read a little bit about the story. I don't know how much story there is in here, but I can't imagine it's as much as Shadow Blasters. But we have this: the time is the present. A city has been suddenly filled with the souls of the dead. A government top secret plan, UDS. Oh, it just says a government top secret plan, UDS, Undead Soldier. And that's true, Beatratron. Crazy Taxi was a really good story time. That game has a good manual. It was a top secret plan to utilize the dead for military purposes. Just before it was ready for operation, all was thrown into darkness by someone unknown. A year later, the city had become the home of the dead. Who? Why? The only thing certain is that the world's fate is in the hands of three agents. Thank you for purchasing Zombie Revenge. Please note that this software is designed only for use with the Dreamcast console. Please be sure to read this instruction manual thoroughly before you start playing. It's like you got to study. You got to study your stuff before you play Zombie Revenge on the Dreamcast, before you play the Naomi based arcade hit. Um, it's cool. I love this era of like character models. Like, this is just the best. Starting up basic controls, arcade mode, original mode, items. I don't know what's in there, but there is a lot of information about how you control, what you do, hand to hand combat. Here's a Sega Dreamcast controller. Here's the arcade stick. I am not going to read all these. Rolling attack, dash, guard attack, backwards attack, dash attack, recovery attack, open doors, etc. The arcade mode is a recreation of the arcade version as one of three characters: Stick Brightling, Linda Rata, or Rikia Busujima. I got a rating. That was a sound effect. There was a sound effect. That was pretty cool. I'll take a raid. Thank you. That's very cool. Welcome in. This is pretty good. It's scary when a sound effect happens on the screen and you're not expecting it on the computer. We're reading for anybody who is joining. Thank you, Space Astrocat. Good to see you. We're doing Zombie Revenge right now. And we were about to find out a little bit about the arcade mode, which stars the three characters. I'm going to read the three characters' names again because at least two of them are pretty cool to me. Stick Brightling, Linda Rata, or Rikia Busujima. They journey into the city of the dead and cleanse it of evil. You get to learn all about the handgun, time remaining, it's all extremely dry, so I'm not going to read it. Even drier than the rest of this has been. There's an original mode, which is pretty cool, and you get a lot of weapons. You get a lot of weapons in this game: stun gun, guitar, chain gun, landmine. There's meats to eat. There's tomatoes to eat. There's spinach to eat. A cannon shot, a laser gun, slice the enemies with a laser. Oh, Space Astrocat. You should play this one. It's good. It's not Crazy Taxi good because almost nothing is, but it's pretty darn good. You can choose boss modes. There's fighting modes. I believe if I continue to go through, ooh, there's an entire zombie. The VMU gets some love in here. This game requires the use of a VMU. Character raising contains three elements: meal, game, and parameter, and you get to raise a character. You can't really see it here, but you get a little Tamagotchi guy of a. Oh God, I'm never gonna do this right. A Tamagotchi guy. Uh, uh, there is there a flamethrower? No. You know what? I didn't see a flamethrower. Hold on, that would be too easy. There is a no. There is a flamethrower. Sorry, there's a flamethrower. There's also a grenade, a shotgun, a gasoline, a hatchet, and an axe. There's a hatchet and an axe. Um, we got a lot of different things, and you can feed your zombie. You can feed your zombie. No, they're not a zombie. Sorry. And so in the VMU game, you're not feeding your zombie. You're feeding your actual character. Significantly less interesting. Oh my God, there's three different minigame. One, zombie fishing, fish for zombies, and that is exactly what it is. I'm going to try to show this picture. If you catch it, I just like this one. It's a big guy. Oh, you can't really see it, but it says big one, and it's a picture of a gross zombie. Zombie Doubt, which seems to be a game of guessing with zombies. And then we get to learn a little bit about the characters. Before I read about the characters, Stick Brightling. We're going to learn about his age. We're going to learn about his height and weight. And for anybody who was here during the crazy taxi conversation, you will be disappointed to learn that yet again, this one does not have any blood types. So, sorry about that, but I'm going to take a drink. God. Yeah. Yeah, get zombie, get bass, get zombie. They should they, they should just make these games again. I don't know how to do this, but they don't know how to say this. They should just make all of these games the same kind of thing and just bring all these guys back. Have them make Get Zombie. The characters for Zombie Revenge are the three characters whose job it is to cleanse the city of the evil scourge. The first one is a guy named Stick Brightling. Yes, Beatrice, if you check the Japanese manual, they might have blood types. Please do check. I would be very curious. He's 27. He's 181 centimeters tall, which, as an American, I don't know what that means. I presume that means he's 19 feet tall. And he weighs 71 kilograms, which I think is 350 pounds. Both of Stick's parents were scientists, members of God. That's capital God, the team involved with the UDS project. Stick's mother Stick Stick's mother's Stick's mother died when he was 6, and his father disappeared shortly after. He has not heard from his father since. Stick is as good with a gun as he is with hand-to-hand combat. He has attacks called the straight flash, heel thrash, chest crusher, boomerang kick. Um, Stick it to him, Stick. Linda Rada. She's 22. She's 169 centimeters tall, and she weighs 48 kilograms. That is, okay, I was going to say that's half as much as Stick, but no, that's not true. The youngest female special agent of the American agency, the AMS. This is a House of the Dead cinematic universe thing. Dogs of the AMS. Linda's experience with a gun is second to none. Her speed and shooting prowess compensate for her lack of physical strength. She has the sunrise uppercut, the heartbreaking upper, stepping kick, high pressure bomb. And this is Rikia Busujima. I'll show you who we're talking about here. We got these two folks right there. He's 32, so he's the old one of the bunch. Oh, yeah, he's way old. He's 185 centimeters and tall, and he's 68 kg uh, weight. Rikia is a Japanese member of the AMS. He met up with the other two whilst investigating the source of a mysterious evil. Rikia's mastery of hand to hand combat is so great that he's more dangerous with his fists than with a gun. Stick and Linda both understand Japanese, so they can communicate together. Stick. He's got the Busujima Sonic Boom, the Busujima Combo, the Busujima Throw, the Busujima Hold, and the Busujima Fireworks. We get to learn about. There's more story. This is good. There's Yoko. Yoko is just a character. She's not a playable character. Yoko came with her boyfriend to see some zombies in action. Unfortunately, her boyfriend fell prey to the undead. Classic. While trying to escape, she came across a man with one golden eye who gave her a floppy disk. She is waiting for the characters in a warehouse. Then there's Zed. All that's known about Zed is that he has a golden eye. He taunts the characters with mysterious messages. No blood types in the Japanese manual. We've strayed too far from God. Then the undead soldier. This shit just keeps on going. There's God. And I'm going to go to bed after this. There's God. 40 years before the current incident, an organization funded by the government was created to conduct unofficial research and develop tactical weapons. The name of this organization was God. Scientists worked day and night on the development of what can be best described as unknown weapons. The existence of such organizations is not rare. The defense of this nation is of high priority in any country. Oh, the defense of the nation. However, However, there was one crucial difference with this organization. It wasn't developing weapons, but soldiers. Its aim was to develop a recyclable soldier. That's nice, one that could not be killed. The scientists worked in a laboratory constructed 4,000 meters below the Earth. The only people allowed above ground were the reconnaissance team. And there's an asterisk. Oh, okay, there's an asterisk, and there's a fairly large thing at the bottom. All other staff were required to live out the rest of their lives underground. The little aside says, my watch tells me to charge before going to bed. This was the group whose responsibility was to go above ground to carry out experiments. This is the scientists 4,000 meters below ground. They also brought back living specimens to be used for research. Large amounts of residents went missing in unexplained explosions or fires. This group were indeed on a mission from hell. Naturally, all evidence of the deeds described above were destroyed by the organization. That's just the aside. Seeing as though the majority of staff were of the quote mad scientist variety, they considered this as a blessing. So they considered the fact that all of them had to live underground a blessing. The mad scientist. Then there's the UDS, the undead soldier. A recyclable soldier, one that so long as it retained its physical form would attempt to complete its mission. This aim, however, exceeded the sphere of human knowledge, and it was 10 years before the scientists would stumble upon the right line of research. The first experimental model was completed 1 year later. Its internal organs and part of its brain were created artificially, and a large battery was attached to its back. Its appearance and form was hideous. I think that's a cool idea. A vacant stare communicated a silent anger and sadness. Through its artificial brain, it was allowed to move only as much as needed to accomplish its task. The aim was to create a human tank, something that could take damage and keep fighting while its muscles and skeleton remained intact. The machine depended on large sources of power to be operational and used a large quantity of parts. To mass produce it was necessary to find a different method. Oh, to mass produce it was necessary to find a different method. I think that there should be a comma there. The gill cell. This was to have a large impact on the development of the UDS. The cell was named. This there just keeps going. The cell was named after its discoverer, Dr. Gil Breitling. Is that Stick Breitling's dad? It had the ability to penetrate a person's body and kill them while preserving its vitality and dulling the sense of pain. The cell had the ability to learn. Entering the brain, it would fuse with the surrounding cells spread to the rest of the body with the urge to reproduce itself. Its thoughts were very limited to the following instincts: move, eat, survive. A simple form of life. However, the power to create a killing machine with the ability to infect others through a dose of the cell would be of great use as a military weapon. Sending only one or two units could destroy an enemy location through continuing infection. However, with no ability to control the spread of infection, it was considered too dangerous to be of practical use. Further experiments were carried out using animal genes. However, the problem remains unresolved to the present day. And that's where they leave us. Seems like it's not so much unresolved as it is a major, major problem. Um, this info is this is important to understanding the game. At the beginning of the manual, they told you read it thoroughly to understand it, and now I do understand it. The following credits list the staff responsible for the localization, marketing, and manual production for the US version of Zombie Revenge. Credits for the original development staff are listed in the game itself. That's kind of a nice thing. Most of these haven't actually specified all of that. But the good news is we get to learn a little bit about the Loc team, the localization team. I spent a little bit of time doing Loc QA for Square Enix on a little game that launched universally beloved called Final Fantasy XIV, and was not considered a bad game at all in the way that it launched originally. But I was on there, and Loc is cool. I think Loc is pretty cool. CJL555 in the chat says that zombies deserve their revenge. I agree. And I wish that the game took that. I wish the game took that tack. That'd be cool. I want to see the zombies get the revenge on Stick Breitling and his dad Gil Breitling, who seemed to have started this whole thing. But maybe the power of love can stop it. I don't know. The localization producer is a guy named Jason Quo. The lead tester was Dennis Lee. The assistant lead testers were Scott Etkin, Shiloh Klepp, and Joey Edwards. Web development and support was AJ Briones. So thank you for working on the web. Um, and other special thanks to Sean Doige, Mike McCollum, Keith Palmer, and Shinobu Shindo. Stacy Kerr was the product manager for marketing at Sega of America, I believe, at the time. Special thanks to Peter Moore, John Golden, Bob Sconefish, Angela Santos, Heather Hawkins, and Todd Sleepian. Peter Moore was the dad of a classmate of mine in school, and at senior whatever the party was after graduation, the school sanctioned party, he gave away in a raffle 4 limited edition Dreamcasts, and I really wanted to win one, but I didn't. So now I sit on stream and read video game manuals at night instead. Other, I could have been rich with one of those Dreamcasts. Anyway, should we go to bed? I think we should go to bed. I'm pretty tired. Thank you everybody for coming and hanging out. I maybe I'll just shift these to the night. The problem with shifting these to the evening is that I can't guarantee the kids will go to bed in time. So I don't know if I can guarantee it, but it was fun. Thank you for joining on a last minute thing. We learned a lot about, I think, we learned a lot about stories. We learned about a lot about ourselves. And hope everybody has a good night. Go on to bed. Video game manual story time at bedtime was a success. Thank you, Beatrice. Thank you, dude. CJL555. I'm not using real names. I promise. I will see everybody around. Thank you. Bye. I can't figure out how to end the stream. End the stream. There we go. Bye.